Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's been just a week since Pubky launched.
I know, right?
So we're diving deep today to kind of unpack what Pubky is,
Yeah.
why it matters, what's been happening since launch week,
Mm-hmm.
and really where it could be taking us. Think of this as your
Okay.
crash course on Pubky.
Yeah.
Whether you're a total techie or just curious about,
Yeah.
future of the web and how we use the internet, this is for you.
I think the thing that's exciting is Pubkey is kind of going after
Yeah.
some of the big problems with the internet as we know it.
Yeah, for sure.
The fact that everything is centralized. We have these platforms
Totally.
that control our data and they use algorithms to kind of
Hmm.
decide what we see.
Right.
And,
Yeah,
it's not always in our best interest, right?
absolutely.
Pubkey's trying to change all of that. They're really
Yeah.
putting users back in control.
Okay, so let's back up for a sec. What exactly is Pubkey?
So at its heart,
Yeah.
Pubkey is about a user-owned internet.
Okay.
It's giving you ownership and control over your data, your identity, just your whole online experience.
Okay, I love that idea.
It's really cool.
But how does that actually work? What makes it so different?
So one of the things they're doing that's different is using these things called cryptographic keys.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those, but...
Yeah, think of it like your own unique digital fingerprint
Okay.
that verifies you own your data. It's
Mhm.
kind of like having a deed to your house, but for the digital world.
How's that protecting my stuff, my data online?
It's all built on something called PKARR, which stands for
Oh, a lot of good acronyms.
Public Key Addressable Resource Records.
Wow.
Basically, it means everything on Pubkey, your profile, your posts, everything is tied to your public key.
Right.
And no one can access it without your permission.
That makes sense.
No tampering, nothing like that.
Cool. So, where is all this data actually living?
Ah, good question. So
Yeah.
that's where the idea of home servers comes in.
Okay.
Think of these as personal web servers that you control, where all your data is stored.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
my own little space on the internet
Exactly.
for all my stuff.
Yeah, and the best part is
Yeah.
you're not stuck with just one provider.
Oh, okay.
You can choose a provider you like and trust,
Right.
or if you're really techie, you can even host your own home server.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like choosing
That's right.
my email provider, but for
Yes, exactly.
all my data.
Yeah, and you can switch providers whenever you want
Right.
without losing any of your data.
Wow, that's a game changer. So I'm not trapped.
You got it. No more vendor lock-in.
Yeah. All right, so we're talking secure data, but Pubkey seems like more than just a place to store stuff.
Right.
What can you actually do on Pubkey?
Well, during launch week,
Okay.
they had this awesome demo week
Oh, cool.
where developers showed off all kinds of projects they'd built
Oh,
using Pubkey, and it really gives you a sense of all the
Yeah.
possibilities.
okay, yeah, I want to hear about this. What were some of the coolest things?
Okay, so first up, there's this thing called PKDNS.
Right.
It lets you own your domain name
Oh, wow.
without having to go through ICANN.
Oh, yeah.
So you have complete control.
That's huge. So it's like owning a piece of totally real estate.
Yeah, exactly. And no one can take it away from you.
Wow. Okay, what else?
Another cool one is the Pubky Explorer. It's like
Okay.
this interface to manage your data on your home server.
Hmm.
And the cool part is you can switch home servers
Okay.
without having to change any of your data URLs.
Oh, okay. So it's like taking my whole
Yeah.
digital life with me.
Yeah, exactly. Wherever you go online, it's all portable and secure.
Awesome. Okay. So it sounds like Pubkey's laying the groundwork for a whole new way of
Okay.
interacting online.
Yeah. And while PKDNS and Pubky Explorer really show what Pubkey can do, there were a bunch of other interesting projects they showcased during demo week.
Oh, yeah. Give us a quick rundown of some of those.
So they had Pubkey Notes for secure note-taking, totally private. Then there was Pubkey Arcade, where you could play classic games like tic-tac-toe, but in a decentralized way. Then a Pubkey Password Manager, so you store your credentials on your own home server, much more secure. And even get this, a Pubkey AI bot, combining AI content creation with Lightning Network payments. So transactions are super fast and cheap.
Wow, it sounds like they're really trying to show how versatile this platform can be, how it can touch all these different parts of our digital lives.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing this is just scratching the surface. What's the bigger picture here?
That's where John Carvalho comes in. John Carvalho, he's the CEO of Synonym, the company behind Pubkey. He wrote this really thought-provoking piece. It's called Pubkey, the Next Web. And he lays out this compelling vision, what this technology could really achieve. you know?
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued. What are some of the key takeaways from his vision?
Well, he starts by pointing out like all the issues, right? The issues a lot of us have with the internet today, the control, the manipulation, the censorship, all that stuff. And he argues that Pubkey offers a way out, a way to escape all that by giving users these PKR identities, decentralized home servers. And this really interesting concept he calls the semantic social graph. He says we can actually reclaim control.
Okay, this semantic social graphing. That sounds pretty interesting. Can you break that down a little bit?
Sure. So imagine a social network, but there's no algorithms dictating what you see. Instead, you curate your own experience through tagging and through trust relationships. So you decide who and what you trust. And that shapes the information you encounter. You become your own algorithm in a sense.
Wow, it's like taking back the power, right, from
Yeah.
those big platforms
Yeah.
and putting it back in the hands of the users.
Yeah.
So what's next for Pubkey? When can we expect to see this thing in action?
Well, right now they're running a private beta for the Pubkey app. And the public beta is expected early next year, sometime early next year.
Exciting times. But what about those of us who aren't exactly tech wizards? Can we still get involved somehow?
Oh, absolutely. It's all about community, right? So joining the discussions, sharing ideas, contributing to the open source development, those are all valuable ways to participate. It's bigger than just the tech itself. It's about building a movement for a better internet, a better online experience.
It's like a digital declaration of independence,
Yeah.
reclaiming our right to privacy and to control over the information we see. But let's be real for a second. This is a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges ahead?
Well, getting people to switch from the platforms they're used to. That's a big one. They're comfortable with what they know, even if it's not perfect. And then just the technical side of things. Building a decentralized internet that's user-friendly, that's scalable, that's no easy feat.
So this isn't a quick fix. It's a long-term vision,
Yeah.
something that requires patience, persistence.
Exactly. But the encouraging thing is there's this growing movement. People they're fed up with the way things are. They're actively looking for alternatives. And Pubkey it's tapping into that energy. It's offering a tangible path forward.
It's a glimpse into a future where the internet actually serves the users, not the other way around. What do you think is the key takeaway for our listeners here?
I think the main takeaway is we have options. We don't have to settle for the status quo. Projects like Pubkey, they show us that a different kind of internet is possible, one that puts user control, privacy, decentralization, all that at the forefront.
It's a call to action, right? To explore those options, to
Yeah.
engage with projects that align with your values, and to help shape the future of the internet. Even if you're not ready to dive into the technical stuff, just being aware of these developments, that's a step in the right direction.
Couldn't agree more. Every voice matters in this conversation. And that brings us to a thought-provoking question, something to leave our listeners with. It's like, what if you could hit the reset button on the internet, redesign it from scratch? What would you change? How could you take these Pubkey principles and apply them to create a truly equitable and empowering online experience?
That's a really powerful question. Makes you think outside the box.
Yeah.
Beyond the limitations of the internet we have now, to imagine something better. And Pubkey it offers a framework, right? A set of tools and ideas, but it's up to us ultimately to define what we want that internet to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what makes this whole thing so exciting. Pubkey, it's not just a piece of software, it's more like a catalyst, for a bigger conversation about the future of the online world. It's a reminder that we actually have the power to shape our digital world.
So for everyone listening, the invitation is clear. Dive into Pubkey, explore the resources we've linked in the show notes, and join the conversation.
Yeah, even if you're not, a coder or a techie, your voice, it matters. Share your ideas, get involved with the community, and help build the internet you want to see.
Because at the end of the day, the future of the internet, it's in our hands.
Well said. This has been a really fascinating deep dive into Pubkey, a project that's really pushing the limits of what's possible online.
And as always, we encourage you to check out those links in the show notes. Learn more, keep exploring. Until next time, stay curious and keep diving.